So today we're going to be looking at a match between Samuel Cortella and Jaden Pepe from the CKLV tournament from 2024. And Jaden was up 6-1 at one point in this match, and then Samuel ended up winning 19-6 using crosswise tilts. And then the very last clip of the video is going to show him using one of his crosswise tilts against arguably the best guy in the country at his weight class. So just to kind of like solidify how good he is at this technique. First, I want to show the 3 takedowns that happened in this match because I like all the takedowns. First is a snap into a high crotch. I like that because he got him out of position first. Big fan of snap downs. Been studying snap downs a lot. Would I have preferred if he snapped, went around him before he built back up? Sure, but the other guy is also able to wrestle, and Sam ended up getting up to his feet pretty fast. So still a great technique. As he's building back up, he shot. So still safer than just a normal leg attack. Next takedown, he's going to use a Russian tie to a snap. Now that is a tie-up attack. Never have to go underneath your opponent. An attack that Real Woods and Sam Stoll use quite a bit. So it works at lightweight and heavyweight, or all weight classes, all across the spectrum. So it's a takedown I like a lot, and something that if you like Russian ties, that will work into your offense. And as you see, Sam is the one with head position. Doesn't matter, his opponent is still able to end up hitting this move. You don't need head position with your Russian tie in order to hit a key lock snap. Now we're going to move on to the second period here. Sam does get an escape, so he starts off the second period down 6-2. He starts off in the top position, so this is where he really starts to mount the comeback. And I wanted to show this because I believe crosswise tilts are the best tilts in wrestling. That's why I made an entire book about it. And I want to teach it as much as I can, not just to my own team. And I like this match as well, not only because he mounted the comeback. And the reason why the comeback is like so important, or to show the other guy was at least competitive with him, because if a technique only works against guys that you're gonna beat no matter what, it's not really a good technique, and it's not really worth the extra investment. Yeah, in the dual sense, so as far as team points, if it takes you from a decision to a major or a major to a tech, sure. But there's so many other things to spend your time on. But if you can use it against guys who are better than you or equal skill level than you, and it can change the direction of the match, that's a big deal. So he gets a crosswise here. He has a crosswise on his opponent's left arm, and he's going to end up doing a reverse tilt, which means he just takes it back. So almost like a pseudo rebar, right? So he does it as if he has he does like a reinforced bar, but he doesn't actually have the bar. He just brings it back. And he's able to get a full 4 count here. This right here, don't like, only from just a point of view of what if you end up getting called for potentially dangerous and then you have to start over your position, you know? Like, it's just not necessary. It doesn't do anything to advance your position. He shows hands to the ref. If somebody is on their elbows, if they're on their forearm, like you're getting the crosswise, right? So good job pushing off his feet, driving his opponent's body over his own arm, and then he gets back to the crosswise on the left arm, and this time he does a roll through tilt on Easton. A lot of people call it a hazard tilt. So he gets a full 4 count there. Now he's up 10-6. He rides him out for the rest of the period. We're gonna skip over to the third period when he gets his takedown. I like this takedown as well. Very safe. Front headlock position, and he goes head in the hole, and he slowly and methodically works towards his takedown. 2-time NCAA champion Austin O'Connor did this all the time. And I like this kind of offense, right? Like, obviously I'm a bit blast double guy, shot, reshot. Like, I like those type of takedowns, but from a coaching perspective, if guys don't take downs like this, it allows them to constantly be offensive from the hand fight. And they don't really have to, because in my experience, that's a low energy move. It doesn't really gas you out, as well as it's a low risk move. So that guys are more likely to attempt those throughout a match. And then he ends off the match. This time he gets a cross wrist on his opponent's right arm, and he does a basic 2-on-1 cheap tilt. So what I like about this match, not just the fact that he was down 6-1 and ended up getting the 19-6 major. He had 3 crosswise tilts. They were all different crosswise tilts. He had the reverse tilt or reverse Easton. He had the Easton, and he had the 2-on-1 cheap tilt. right? And he did it on both sides of the body. The first two tilts was on his opponent's left arm. The last tilt was on his opponent's right arm. And now we're going to show him at the NCAA tournament this past in 2025, right? First round, he's down 5-4, end up getting a clean cross wrist tilt, right? That reverse tilt against Ridge Lovett. So it's not just the guy he was wrestling at CKLV wasn't a good wrestler, and that's why he got it. He's very good at these tilts, right? Very good. And this was actually the only time one of the 10 national champions gave up a tilt throughout the tournament, right? So it's not easy to tilt a top ranked guy, right? Especially somebody who ended up winning nationals. Very hard. These guys typically are very sound on bottom because a lot of times, and this is Ridge Lovett, I believe this is his closest match besides the finals against Caleb Henson. But it's hard to come back from giving up 4 points from a tilt. So these national champions aren't giving up tilts, and he was able to get a tilt as a 31 seed, right? So very impressive. Going to be posting a lot of stuff about the cross wrist series. I think it works well for everybody, right? I had a whole video talking about how inside the book talking about how I like leg riding as far as parallel leg riding and powerhouse. I love powerhouse. I would still teach them to this day. But if I had to pick a number one series, it would be the cross wrist. Mainly because it's not arbitrary when it comes to potentially dangerous. You never get called for potentially dangerous on a cross wrist. There's nothing potentially dangerous about it. I think the leg powerhouse series from the leg rod or half Nelson series from the leg rod can be just as effective as cross wrist. Maybe a little bit less effective, but I think just as effective. You can make an argument for that. I've done multiple videos on it. I think it works really well. But once you get that, once you're still at the middle school level and high school level, what flies with one referee may get called potentially dangerous for another ref. And the way potentially dangerous is called is you start over. So now you have to restart your position. Now you have to get legs back in. And now it's a higher chance of getting reversed or giving up an escape. So that's why if I had to pick one series, it would be the cross wrist. And all week I'm going to be posting videos about the cross wrist. And yeah. Thank you for staying to the end of the video, and I will see you guys on the next one.